What's up, YouTube? This is Kyle Donahue from Ride My Avatar with a deck profile for all of you guys. So, I know that with the epidemic or virus going around, not a lot of content is coming out, so I figured I'd bring in what my avatar is today. So, if we all start off, I am bringing in Chronofang Tiger. So, my starter is Chrono Tiger because it's Chrono Tiger. Can't beat this card. So now we'll go on to trigger lineup. I run 8 crits, 4 draw, and 4 heal. Once the Sentinel crit comes out, I'm definitely replacing the draw triggers with the crit. It'll be a lot more aggressive, seeing as this deck is a heavy aggro deck. I kid you not, you want as many crits as possible. On to the grade 1 lineup. We run Wedge Dragon at a place set of 4 because he is Strike Fodder, and his first skill when he hits, he binds a card, draws you a card, filtering pretty well. Next, we run Quickie Worker, and she's here to recycle your grade 4s that after you stride, and to make it so that at least you gain advantage and make sure you have a way of striding each turn while pseudo striding. Then we run our next one, Chrono Tooth Tiger. Well, he's part of the pseudo ride chain of Chronofang, and this is fantastic. Chronofang's got its own ride chain. It allows you to, at the beginning of the ride phase, draw a card. He's like your optimal first ride target you want to have. And then when he's discarded, you can pay a counterblast, and on your turn at least, for cost of an effect or anything like that, counterblasts, call it as rest and rear. Fantastic. So you stop negging, because most of the other cards will start costing you discard cost. Next, we go on to our grade 2, Scarab Ikurova. I will butcher this name. I can't pronounce it correctly, but majorly the first skill is fantastic. Great on second when you're going grade 2 trying to push. You counterblast, discard a card. Your Vanguard now gets to pretty much perform another drive check. Makes it like your grade 2, pretty much a Blaster Dark or a grade 3. So, very beneficial, very good. Then you have, when he's discarded for the cost of, when he's discarded as a 3. So, he's pseudo, like, Wedge Move Dragon. He's a pseudo one. Basically, he's there for... You're not really going to use the discard cost very often for getting the extra trade fodder. It's mostly there for the extra drive check after you have to discard your hand so much. Next, we go on to Steam Mechanic Nubu. Nubu pretty much puts a small guard restrict, making it so your opponent can't call grade 1s or greater. And after it attacks a Vanguard, buying a card from your drop zone, and this card goes in your soul and you draw. So it gives you advantage, which you need in this deck. Next, we get into the second part of Chronofang's lineup of a ride chain. So Chronobite Tiger. So at the beginning of your ride phase, draw a card, discard a card from your hand. Basically free filter, free cycle, great second ride, right, if you're trying to get to your grade 3 target. Then you he's got a rear guard skill, discard a card from your hand. This unit gains an extra crit. The crit power in this deck is fantastic. It puts so much pressure. And then my final one of tech, Steam Maiden Ijiba. We'll butcher this. At the end of the battle, It attacks if your hand has 3 or less cards. Counterblast, retire this unit, and you draw 2 cards. It's just so when you're facing another aggro deck and they pushed you before you get to ride your grade 3, and then you're already down a couple cards in hand, it's just a great plus because you're not really having counterblast after your Vanguard swings. Next, we get into my avatar. Chronofang Tiger. He's my channel's mascot avatar, and pretty much it has discard a card, act on Vanguard, discard a grade 3 card equal cards up to grade 3, and with that you get to grab a grade 4 from your deck and write it on top of this card, and at the end of turn retire the grade 4 and then ride this Vanguard. Rewrite a grade 3 from Soul as rested. So you get this is how you really generate force markers. You're not really rewriting in this deck. And then we got Chronofang Rebellion. Rebellion is one of the most reasons why this deck can put so much pressure on. It has a fantastic skill. It has only Twin Drive, but when you ride with Rebellion on top of Chrono Tiger skill says discard a card, and it gets plus crit and drive check. So this is where you get your trip drive from and extra damage pressure. So now we have Chronofang Tiger Rebellion. So can we see it? No, it doesn't want to autofocus. Well, so when it attacks, activate all that applies depending on the number of cards in your hand. If you have 5 or less, choose 2 of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. This one's probably the easiest one to pull off. But then this is where it gets kind of risky, is when you have 3 or less, all 3 of your units in the front row get plus 10. Great power line, power columns, and everything like that. And now when you get 2, it's a true skill. So 1 or less, turn all your cards in your damage zone face down, and this unit gets all your opponent's guardians get minus 5k until the end of the turn. The 5k brings it back to regular Vanguard status, back when guard values were only 10k for triggers and 15 for heals, I think. And bringing down the grade 2s back to 5ks, and or making grade 2s pretty much useless and grade 1s completely 5ks again. It's really well done. It really suits this deck. I gotta say, Bushy did a really good job making this deck really good. Like, I mean, it definitely needs like some cards from the next set to really help this deck even speed up faster. But with what we got, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this deck. I'm glad they gave Chronofang like respect for this time around. He's not like, oh, he's just a rival of Chronojet, so we're just gonna make him villainous and we only give him so much cards. But this time around, they actually gave him really good cards for standard, and this deck can definitely keep up in pace, I gotta say. Especially against the Radicate, the new Narukami. This deck can probably keep up with it and push it harder. It has early game that Narukami doesn't really have at the moment, and it doesn't mind losing a little bit of it to the buying game. And I can't express this enough, but this deck, I'm glad he's my avatar, and I'm glad he's everything. So, if you like content like this and you want to continue seeing more, please leave a comment, like or subscribe to the channel for more. And I hope this is Kyle Donahue signing off. See you next time.